Well, good morning, everybody. Oh, the gang is all getting back together. We're going to be breaking 1,000 subscribers sometime today. Yeah, George has all clean water. He said, oh, I like it, Dad. It's Saturday morning, and we have blue skies and green leaves on our trees. Now, if I sound like I'm in a good mood, that's because I'm in a good mood. What is not like... We have been blessed by the Lord. Yeah, buddy. What do you say, Layla? Yep. We are so happy to be getting everybody back together again. We missed you guys too. Yeah, we got happy duckies. We got a happy goofy duck. And a happy dog. Yeah, you betcha. Now, folks, oh, there's a big bird. That's a good way to start it there, George. Yeah, betcha. There's a whole lot's been going on, but I just this morning uploaded pictures of Eva and George. Those were behind the scenes images made over the last year and a half. If you guys remember at the old Paradise, I had a backhoe come in and create a beautiful lagoon by pulling all the mud out of the dump and spreading it out all around it, and then grass seed, and we made it absolutely beautiful. Well, there was a person working there with me, and it was Eva. She helped me create that paradise. She was a George fan from Germany, Regensburg, Germany, and she traveled to America on October the 4th, a year and a half ago, to meet George and I picked her up at the Minneapolis airport and brought her to a dump. Ha! It was a mess. There's no other way to describe it. It was a work in progress. It was a dump, and I was creating a paradise. There was no grass. It was all mud. Everywhere was mud. We walked on boards to get down to the lagoon that we created with a backhoe. We had to walk on boards or you'd get stuck up to your knees in the mud. It was a mess. And George fell in love with her. I fell in love with her. She worked. She could only stay 90 days on a visa. And she showed up in October and had to leave around Christmas. And she came back to us in the spring, and she proved herself worthy of beyond and above anything I could imagine. She took sponge baths because all we had was a well, but she lived in Wisconsin using an outhouse in sub-zero temperatures and snow, waded through the mud when she first got there, and then, you know, it was not easy. But she was the one holding the camera, helping me make videos to share with the world. And she did it completely anonymous. Nobody knew she even existed. Everybody thought it was Kimber making the videos for me because they realized I couldn't possibly be holding the camera and videoing myself driving around the lagoon, flattening out mud with a four-wheeler. It was my wife, Eva. At that time, she was just a girlfriend, but George instantly fell in love with her for the first week, and then he decided, oh, I need to be jealous because I don't think she's going to go home. So he chased her around inside the shed there. We were living in a enclosed small area, and George gave her the test. He chased her all over the place. Yep. Anyway, she put up with me. She put up with George chasing her, and she put up with mosquitoes and mud, and then she put up with ice and snow, taking sponge baths and using an outhouse. And yet she decided to come back to us again. Well, on Christmas that year, George decided, I like you. And he quit chasing her. He started running towards her for hugs. Yeah. And that was the best Christmas present she ever had, with George allowing her to snuggle with him and give him kisses on his forehead. And I just put some pictures on the community page of she and George interacting. But she was a selfless person that didn't require me to give her any thank yous. She was the one working so hard behind the scenes to keep all the mud out of our house and all the goose poop picked up off the floor, and keeping me well fed. If you remember, I quit smoking at that time. She was there. She arrived in America 2 days after I quit smoking. So she has been tested tough. God bless her. Thank you, Eva. This is thank you for all the things that I should have thanked you for on film before. I've been blessed. I've been tested tough. Lots of things have gone on. But Paradise Creek is just going to be spectacular. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Eva was in Germany and saw this listing. This place was for sale, and she saw it 10 minutes after it was listed. And she called me on the phone, and I jumped in a truck, came here and looked at it, and it was exactly perfect for what we wanted. We had to move from the last place, the Blue Lagoon. We had to move. And we found this place and bought it and moved in here in the middle of winter. Eva came just before Christmas, and she has still never seen it with leaves on the trees. Everything was buried in snow the whole time she was here. She was here for 90 days. We got married on February the 8th. And she had to leave on March 14th to return to Germany. And now we're looking forward to her coming back. Oh, George is going to be so happy when we go to the airport to pick her up. Yep. The last time we picked her up at the airport, she flew into Chicago, was supposed to fly from there to Duluth. George and I got in the truck and drove to Duluth Airport. And right after we arrived at the airport, she called me on the phone and said her flight, because of the blizzard, had been canceled going to Duluth, and she was being flown to Minneapolis. So George and I drove through a blizzard from Duluth to Minneapolis to pick her up. And we didn't get home here until 2 o'clock in the morning after driving 30 miles an hour all the way back from Minneapolis. Now, I wish I could have told everybody back then, but I could not get permission from Kimber to show Eva or talk about Eva. And then when I got married and she still refused to let me put pictures or mention that I was married, that was enough was enough. Yep. So anyway, now you guys have seen pictures of her, and I'll put up even more. I have lots of videos of George and Eva giving kisses. Oh, George. George loves her, and she gives him kisses on his little forehead. Oh, he loves snuggling with her. Yeah, I got lots of videos of that. Yep. And Miss Jealous here. Oh, yes. You need lovin's too. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to explain in those videos that I proposed to Eva right before she left and gave her a wedding ring. And there's a picture of George in the background, and it's a picture of the wedding ring. That's the picture number 5 on the community page. That was during the Oktoberfest. Yes. And George got himself a new mommy on February the 8th. We got married. And yes, I have pictures and videos of the whole thing. George